Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Yeah.
You gotta believe and invest with your heart. Orange and blue till Mets do us part. Spring training, oh yes, it's the start. City Field gritty till Mets do us part. Hit home runs and knock it out the park. Big Apple till Mets do us part. You gotta believe and invest with your heart. Listen to the show till Mets do us part. John from Brooklyn, Gibby reps NJ. We're the other team, I don't care what your friends say. Mets fans, we focus like a sensei. Listen to the podcast Monday, Wednesday. Made a couple bad plays, but we still won. Character, yup, we're gonna build some. Are you gonna check the pod? Is real fun. Just like Mookie, I will sign. So invest with your heart. Orange and blue till Mets do us part. Spring training, oh yes, it's the start. City Field gritty till Mets do us part. Hit home runs and knock it out the park. Big Apple till Mets do us part. You gotta believe and invest with your heart. Listen to the show.
Available now on all streaming platforms. If you love the New York Mets, check out Till Mets Do Us Part. Enough rapping. Let's get to yapping.
What is up, Mets fans? Matt Ibanez here, a.k.a. Ibby. Till Mets Do Us Part. Checking in with you live on a Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. And as you can see, flying solo yet again, episode 198. Closing in on 200 episodes. Very excited about that. A couple of weeks away. Got some news on that coming up. Got some stuff I want to share towards the end of the show. We'll get into that a little bit later on. A lot has gone on in the past week for our New York Mets. We're going to get into all of it as my co-host usually talks to me about the weather. Jersey, East Coast, hot one today. 90 plus degrees. I'm dying over here, but hopefully you guys are all well wherever it is that you are taking in Till Mets Do Us Part, as we are again live on Twitter, live on YouTube. If you're inside the chat, we got 34 of you so far here. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Helps us with the algorithm, helps spread the word of Till Mets Do Us Part. We are 7, last time I checked, 7 subs away from 1,300, which is going to trigger a new giveaway that I am very excited to get the ball rolling on. I think it's going to be a great idea in terms of what could be going on with our Mets, or I should say Mets adjacent, if you will, but still a fantastic piece of signed memorabilia that I believe any Mets fan would love to have within their collection. Shout out to the chat. I see that people are starting to roll in more and more as the numbers continue to climb. 40 plus people so far. Want to give the love to those that are here with us today at this point. We got Stanley Babich in the building. We got D. We got Douglas Barnes in the building. We got Brad. Darren Rivera always here. Shout out to my brother Darren. Always supporting. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Who else? The Hebrew Hammer's in the building. I already got a couple things start off. I saw some interesting remarks on our now hurt third baseman / DH Mark Vientos. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the show, but don't you worry. I have those comments starred off. I think it's going to lead towards a very good discussion and a fun one. Armand's in the building, the unofficial official producer of the show. Good to see you, brother. OV Odd Wu-Tang in the building. What is up, my brother? Good to see you. Carlos Ramos in the building. My man, who I often give love on the show to, because you always give love to the people that put out good stuff. You support and respect people that have opinions. Let people know where you got it from. Keith Diaz, a.k.a. Keith, a.k.a. the host of Shay and Sons. Jeez, I didn't even read this before I saw it. Inside joke, but my God, that's more so of a Carson thing, not so much me. Let's see. I think I got everybody in the chat so far. Yes. So again, shout out to all of you. The numbers continue to climb. No matter what side you're on. If you're on the Twitter side, make sure you follow the show at Till Mets Do Us Part. Follow me at Poison_Ibby. Follow my co-host John at John Sapanaro. We appreciate the support. And if you're on the YouTube side, or if you want to come over to the YouTube side, sub the channel. We're trying to hit 1,300. I want to do this giveaway. Almost there. Last time I checked, 7 away. I'll keep checking that number throughout the show. And like I always say when I do these things solo, it's always difficult because, it's not the the easiest to do by yourself. So I appreciate those of you that are patient with me and understand that I'm trying my best to keep up with everything that is going on. Just give me 1 second as I'm dealing with multiple things at the moment. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's a good question. I was going to hit on this in a little bit, but Rosie asking when John will be back. I know people have been asking me about John, sending me DMs or curious and things of that nature. Like I said before, a couple episodes ago, it's his own personal business. I don't want to put too much of his stuff out there. The only thing I will say is that I do expect John to be back relatively soon. The last time we spoke, it seemed like that's what it was heading towards, a couple of weeks. And I feel as though maybe episode 200, maybe as a little bit of a half spoiler there. We'll see what happens. And of course, we stay in constant communication. He is doing well, no issues there. But yeah, hopefully John is back and we have the dynamic duo that is Til Mets Do Us Part rocking and rolling in no time. So a couple of things as we kick off episode 198. Someone said it in the chat before, and I apologize if it's because the chat's rolling quick. So I forgot who said it, but maybe it was D, maybe it was Stanley. Somebody said that these late night games are rough. Boy, you have no idea how much I am struggling over here to try and watch these games. And I'm excited. It's like it's Mets Dodgers and everything that these teams have given us to this point ever since last October. These teams are neck and neck. They're putting up fights. This is baseball. Like, this is the baseball you love to watch. This is what you want to see. This is playoff atmosphere baseball in the month of June. This is a good thing. So the games that are going on, I want to watch them. I want to be a part of them. But these starts, these 10-10 starts, I mean, these games are ending at 130, 145 in them. I can't do it. Like the first game, I was all pumped up. I made it to the 8th inning. I passed out. That game went to extras. They win. Fantastic. Last night, rough first inning. Tyler seems like he doesn't have it. He guts his way through it. Shout out to Tyler McGill for gutting his way through that outing to save the pen the best he could by going 6. That was huge. But rough first inning puts the Mets in the hole. They're down 4-1. Then Soto's home run makes it 4-3. They're down 4-3. I pass out. I want to say that was like maybe the 4th or 5th inning, whatever that was. I passed out. I wake up. The Mets are up 5-4. I passed out again. I passed out again. I wake up. They lost 6-5. Oh, I passed out again. Like, God damn. Like, I couldn't do it. I tried. I couldn't do it. 1-1. We got 2 more games to go. Another 10-10 start tonight. And then we got an afternoon game tomorrow to close it out. We had said, or I should say I had said previously when we were talking about the schedule last week, that I thought it was best that on this road trip coming up and the schedule that was ahead with the Dodgers, a 4-game set, you want at minimum a split. You want a split. It's 1-1 right now. It's tracking for that. Obviously, these next 2 games matter. We'll see what happens. But I still believe that based off of how game 2 ended last night, Brandon Nimmo, we can all have our conversations on that if we want to. A ball that probably should have been caught. But probably a game the Mets could have won. One can argue they should have won. It's here nor there. These games do matter, obviously. We want to win these games, especially against a team like the Dodgers, to show that you belong. But I think that one thing is for sure, and the chat can agree or disagree with me at this point, but I believe that the gap between the Mets and the Dodgers this year has closed dramatically or drastically, whichever word. Yeah, drastically. It's closed. And I think that it shows that the Mets believe that they belong on the same diamond as these Dodgers. Everyone talks about the Dodgers. They talk about Ohtani. They talk about Freeman and Betts and the pitching. Well, the pitching hasn't been there because everyone's on the IL. And who knows when that's actually going to get proper, whether it's the Glasnows or the Snells or, what they're going to be getting continuously from the Gonsolins or the Dustin Mays of the world, or the Landon Knacks. Like, I know that they have constant talent that they're going to keep on rolling out there, but I truly believe with what the Mets are doing that they have closed the gap on these Dodgers, and they have an opportunity to do something this year. I do believe that. I know it's only June, and maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I think as of right now, at least, I think the Mets have closed the gap big time. Now, I want to go over to the chat. I want to see some things that are being said because I'm going to do my best to keep up with what everyone is saying, because I believe it's best to get everyone involved because I don't want to miss anything too much. Let's see. Shout out to everyone that is here. I appreciate all of you. You are welcome, Rosie, for updating you on John anytime. Glad to help. Rosie saying the Mets weren't neck and neck with them last year during the playoffs, but they are a little closer to them now. I think it's a fair assessment. I think it's a fair take. Shout out to the 93 of you that are here with us right now. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated as we're closing on 1,300. Thank you so much. Let's see. The Rhino himself, Andrew Acevedo, over at Mets Weekly, saying just grab a 12-pack of Mountain Dew and a couple Krispy Kreme donuts and you're good. Man, I couldn't tell you the last time I had Mountain Dew. I'm trying to think. I couldn't tell you the last time I had one, and I couldn't tell you the last time I had a Krispy Kreme either. I'm not living life, clearly. I'm not living the life I should be living then. But I know people are pouring that, those pots of coffee, and they're taking in their caffeine, their energy drinks to try and watch these games. But it is rough for us people here on the East Coast. It is brutal. I agree with you, Stanley. These games are tough. They are brutal. Armand saying tip of the cap to the Dodgers bullpen last night to hold down the Mets offense. Hey, look, I'll admit it. I could be honest here. I thought that once the Dodgers jumped out to that 4-1 lead, I was like, man. All right, let's move forward. Like, they won the Blackburn game. Shout out to Paul Blackburn for putting up the numbers that he did and keeping the Dodgers in check, because I think everyone thought that was going to be the game that the Mets lost. But shout out to him, they get the win there. Then the McGill game, you thought, oh, this is a game that could probably win, and it didn't happen, even though they probably should have. But I'll be honest, like after that first inning, I was like, man, this is a loss. Like I thought that. I did. I can be honest with you guys. I'm always honest with my thoughts. I thought it was going to be a tough hill to climb. They climbed. They had it. Couldn't hold on. Couldn't hold on to it. But yeah, you tipped the cap to the Dodgers pen on that one for sure. Griffin Canning is on the bump tonight, and Hebrews saying, let's hope that Canning can get through this difficult lineup. I believe in Griffin Canning, a.k.a. Whiffin Canning. Trademark, OV right there. Whiffin Canning. Hashtag our Cy Young. Let's see. Rosie K coming in saying the Mets were done in by their inability to score runs. They should have been able to get the ghost runner in. It's a constant struggle. Look, the runners in scoring position is still a talking point. They had opportunities last night with the bases loaded. From what I saw before I passed out, not being able to get the guys over, not being able to score the runs. So still an issue, still something that is being worked through. They're getting better in certain spots, but still it could be better overall. Armand letting us know the 15 pitchers on the IL for the Dodgers. Its total is $102 million, and that is more than 6 MLB team payrolls. Man, this is why no matter what, you can have all the talent in the world. If it can't stay on the field, it doesn't mean anything. And that was a big question mark for a lot of people. I remember bringing it up on this show, talking about the amount of starts, the maximum amount of starts in the last handful of years for the staff that the Dodgers put together. And I said, this can be a problem. They can't stay on the field, especially Glasnow and Snell. These guys get hurt. Rocky's banged up. Yamamoto's been phenomenal. And I think the Mets are missing him twice now. I believe, right? We didn't get him in that city. I think we missed him at city, and now we're missing him again. So, it would be nice to see what they can do against him, but he's been phenomenal. He's been great, but everyone else is banged up. It's a rough go for them. Take a look. Master Flip coming in building. Okay, Ibby, take us to 10 p.m. My brother, I wish I could. I wish I can go for that long, but I got kids, so I got to get out of here after like an hour or so to help the wife and get everything going with the house, to keep the peace, if you will. But I appreciate you. For those who don't know, Flip and I are doing battle in fantasy baseball this week. So we're playing nice, at least for now. It wasn't that nice to me yesterday, but we're playing nice for now. I appreciate you being here, brother, as always. Appreciate the love. Let's see. Everyone else. But yeah, I really think that to bring it back to the point that I was making before, the Mets in general, the Mets as a whole truly belong. And it's frustrating because you see how this team is playing at home versus on the road. And I have the numbers right in front of me right now. You have it where the Mets are, 24-7 at home. They're 14-16 on the road. Now, everyone knows if you dominate at home, you can play 500 baseball on the road, you're a playoff team and you're good to go. And this team's obviously zeroing in, I would think, and focusing on getting a type of home field because of the advantage that they have, but they feel with the 10th man, or whatever you want to call the Citi Field faithful. Everyone that shows up, they've been showing out in spades. I was shocked on the Sunday game where they were like, 41,000 or in a sold out house. I was like, get out of here. Then they panned back the shot. And I was like, holy shit, they're really, this place is sold out. So everyone has been doing a fantastic job showing up. This team loves playing at home, and it's clear. And I think that's the thing that they want definitely for the playoffs, and it's something that they'll be shooting for. But, they're playing so well at home. I think they kind of get disregarded by media and others when it comes to the road because the numbers are so, drastically different in that sense. So I really think that, how they play in this series should carry a lot of weight for a lot of people that are actually watching these games and actually care about the baseball aspect of it, which we know a lot of talking heads don't do. They focus on the nonsense, the things that don't really matter. They delve into the Soto nonsense and things like that, which, again, we don't do that on the show anymore. We're done with that nonsense. Juan Soto, has 5 extra base hits, 2 doubles, 3 home runs over this last handful of games. Like, don't worry about Juan Soto. He's fine. As he keeps on smiling, it's just, turning the knife, if you will, into all the haters and idiots. But in general, like, this team on the road is going to get better. They will. I truly believe that. Are they going to get to the level that they are at home? Probably not. But I still think they can do a better job on the road. And I think that this series is a big, it's a big litmus test. I think that this can really show what this team is worth. And I think to this point, at least through 2 games, this is tough baseball. It's October style baseball, but I do believe that they belong. And I think that they've shown that even after a game like last night, to lose the way that they lost, I still believe that it shows that they are right there with this Dodger team, and if not a little bit better than this Dodger team. Checking in with the chat once again. Let's take a look. Struggling a little bit here. The hamsters are working hard at the moment. Let's take a look. Brad asking a question. Have you heard any Soto news about his unhappiness? Nope, because he's starting to heat up. Of course. We got to change it. Brad, we're on to the next thing. Whatever it is, they'll find something. They're just gonna wait until the next Yankee series, and that'll be the next, bowl of nonsense that shoved down our throats with whatever it is that it might be. Let's take a look. I do see some names that are being tossed about here that we're going to talk about in a little bit, that being Ronny Mauricio, the Mark Vientos injury. We're going to get into all that stuff. I do see that Flip, Master Flip, with a $4.99 super. Appreciate you, brother, always. Tonight's a huge game, a chance to secure the split and a chance to win the series tomorrow. #LGM. Big time feel to this game. I really think that after a game like last night, and you get the taste, and it's like it's right there, and you allow it to slip away with the Nimmo drop ball, they score, game ends, they walk it off. A game like that, a loss like that, can really show the moxie of a team the next day. Can this team shake that and move forward? I believe they can. And this is why I'm talking about the road versus home being such a big deal, because if this was at home and it happened, I know damn well they're coming out the next day firing on all cylinders to win, and everyone's going to be pumped up, back in the boys. I still believe that after last night and the anger that I know this team harbingers for losing in LA last year in the NLCS, I think that they want the respect. I truly do. I think that they want the respect because everyone talks about every other team. They want to be in the same conversation. They don't want the yeah buts. They're tired of the yeah buts. Like, go out there, bounce back. Okay. You took one on the chin last night. Go out there today, back Griffin Canning, win a ball game, score some runs, win a ball game, and to Flip's point, secure the split no matter what, and then have an opportunity to go out there tomorrow afternoon and win a series against the defending champs. It's big. I agree with that. It's 100% big. Thank you once again, Flip, for the $4.99 super. It means the world. It always does. Anybody that leaves a super, it means the world to me. So thank you so much because it helps with the further growth of Til Mets Do Us Part. Shout out to the 125 plus that are here with me right now, rocking and rolling. Appreciate all of you, no matter where you are. If you're on X, if you're on Twitter, whatever you want to call it. If you're on the YouTube side, I know we got 20 or so on the YouTube side at the moment. We got 14 likes to 21 viewers at the moment. Make sure if you are here, like the video. And if you want to be a part of the chat, which I want you to be, because I want to hear your opinion. I want to talk Mets with you. I want you to be part of the show. Subscribe to the channel. Wait just 60 seconds. And after those 60 seconds, you'll be able to jump into the chat, join us, and become a part of the show. Because everyone here, from Darren Rivera to Armand to Rosie to D to Flip to Keith, everyone that joins me is a part of this show. This show is your show, the people's show, if you will. Shout out to all of you. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I did put in something that I wanted to definitely hit on once I was done talking on this Dodgers series for a little bit, which I think we've done a good job on so far. I've appreciated the banter that's been going on in the chat. It's been adding to the overall conversation. Appreciate all of you for that. I wanted to bring up a poll question that I had put into the chat for everyone to voice their opinions on. Right now, I got 14 votes. If you haven't voted yet, make sure you put in your vote because I am very curious as to what your feelings are on this. And the question is a simple one. It's one that's being talked about a lot on social media today because the All-Star voting is up and everyone and their mother is yelling at you, the Met fan. You, I'm talking to you. You, the Met fan, to get out there and vote for your New York Mets. If there's one thing that Mets fans have lacked in, it's voting their guys into the All-Star game. But today's question is a simple one. And it's asking you, do the Francisco Lindor All-Star game snubs over these last 3 years plus, do they really bother you? Yes or no? 14 votes are in so far. 57% say yes, while 43% say no. So it's a close vote. It's a vote or two off. Now, look, I've said on this show before that the All-Star game to me is nothing but a popularity contest. It's not something that I don't lose my mind over anymore. When I was younger, I did. It bothered me a lot because I was like, this is nonsense. This is BS. Like the best guys don't even play, which is why we all know it's a popularity contest. People stuff the ballot boxes. They do whatever they can to get their guys in. Guys make it that should not make it. It's stupid. Okay. For the most part, it's stupid. Now, is it frustrating from a Met fan perspective to see what Francisco Lindor has done in his tenure as a Met, to not have an All-Star game, to not have an All-Star game start, to not have a Gold Glove, like all these things just piling on top of each other? I can understand why the process bothers Mets fans because you're like, this is our guy. Like our guy deserves. Why is he not getting the respect that he deserves? He's the best shortstop in the game. We've heard way too much over the last handful of years. making excuses for anybody else. It's not him. It's not him. It's not him. It's Trey Turner. It's Gunnar Henderson. It's Bobby Witt. It's Ellie De La Cruz. It's all these guys. And you're entitled to your opinion. You are. But Francisco Lindor, this year especially, deserves it. Now, to answer the question that I asked, that being, do the snubs like truly bother me? Like I said, it's stupid, but it's not something that cuts to the core of me. You as a fan, you are entitled to do what you please with it. But for me, it's not something where I'm like, oh my God, because I've always said that the All-Star game is dumb. Like it's dumb because it's not handled properly. It's not an accolade that's given to people in the right sense. It's just based off of popularity. Like I've said, the crappiest of team can just stuff the ballot box and that guy's got the most votes. He gets the start. Like it doesn't make sense. Like we all know Francisco Lindor has been an all-star. We know that. We know he's been a gold glove. We know that. But to answer the question at hand, it doesn't cut to me that he hasn't. I just know that the whole process is a dumb one. But for this year, right now, for everything that the Mets have done to this point, one of the top teams back atop the NL East, one of the top teams not only in the NL, but one of the top teams in baseball, being driven by the offense and the production by their leadoff man, that being Francisco Lindor. Does he deserve to be an all-star this year? You're goddamn right he does. And if he's not, you know for certain how dumb the all-star game is. Like if for some reason he is not voted in as the starter, you know damn well that all of it makes zero sense. Francisco Lindor right now, and I talked about this last week and I'll continue it, right now, as of yesterday, is on pace for 38 home runs, 30 stolen bags, 97 RBIs, a 140 weighted runs created plus, and a 7.5 F-WAR. People at one point bitched and moaned that this guy got $341 million and he was making $34 million a year. They bitched about that. Do the math now. This man is underpaid and has been underpaid his entire tenure. Is he an all-star? You goddamn right he's an all-star. He is. But this comes down to people just going out there and voting. Get your voting in, stuff the ballot box, support your guy. And I feel like this year it's going to change because the overall vibe for the team, for the fan base, in my opinion, has changed greatly. And you can see it from the turnouts that are happening at the ballpark. The fan was called out by Steve Cohen, and the fan responded to fill the ballpark, to cheer their teams, to make every night at City a party, which it has been. I believe that the fortune is going to change finally for Francisco Lindor. And I think he does get into the All-Star game and he's the starter because right now he's hands above, another level above, if you will, the next guy in terms of shortstop in the NL. And it's not close. Shout out to the 142 plus that are here with me right now. Thank you so much. I'm going to scroll up a little bit to see what we got going on inside the chat. Appreciate all of you as well. See where we picked up on the conversation. We got Odd coming in, talking about the All-Star game. Hell yeah, they bother me. More than long-term, because I know Lindor will be a Hall of Famer. Yeah, it's fair. Flip coming in saying it doesn't bother me as much as the Gold Glove snubs. I can agree with that. I can feel like the Gold Glove ones really piss me off. They do, because the award itself, from when I was a kid, 30 years ago, in comparison to what it is now, it bothers me because the award has been watered down to an extent, and the metrics, it's dependent on who you're asking or what you're looking at and things of that nature. But we all know that Francisco Lindor should have a handful of Gold Gloves over the last handful of years. So I could definitely agree with you on that, Flip, for sure. Douglas Barnes saying, I was more upset than that Lindor didn't win MVP. I don't really care about the All-Star game. And I think a lot of people truly, if you ask them to be honest, Douglas, they would agree with you with that. They would say, it bothers me to an extent, but I want my guy to be healthy. I want my guy to provide for my team. I want my guy winning for me, winning MVPs, putting up and hitting home runs, putting up great stats for my New York Mets. Like, do it for the NL in an exhibition game? Like, do I really care? You want him to have the accolade, because the accolade looks good on that Hall of Fame plaque, as Odd was alluding to. That's what you want. That's what he deserves, because he should have a lot more on there. A lot more. Odd coming in with what I'm sure is going to be a fun one to read, especially on my end. But these corny ass, middle of nowhere ass, 7-Eleven, fine dining ass herbs, stuff the ballots like Russia. It's time for us to show up for our guy in 2K25 LFGM. Man, I hope I said that perfectly just for you, Odd, because it felt great to say it. But yeah, you're right. You're 100% right for sure. Hebrew also coming in saying that Alonso better get the nod as well. I think he should. I think he will. Makes too much sense. I believe he still leads the NL in RBI. Like, come on. Odd also saying Lindor, all-star, and the captain. If you disagree, you're an op. I agree with that as well. Armand, I wish no Mets player should be at the All-Star game so they can reset and be refreshed for the second half of the season. Every team has to be repped at the All-Star game is dumb. I agree with that, because I think a lot of times, you look at it and you could say, well, who deserves to be it from the Marlins? Now, look, I don't want to take away from players, because I know like Kyle Stowers is having a great season, so maybe he's the guy that's the rep, and you have someone to represent for the fan base. Now, again, I say fan base very loosely there, because as you all saw, the Marlins Rockies, I think there's more people in this chat right now than there were at the Marlins and Rockies game. Okay. But you got someone like Kyle Stowers or Connor Norby that are having good years for the Fish. You look at someone like Colorado, you're like, who the hell wants to look at someone from Colorado? They're terrible. Hunter Goodman's having a good year. No pun. Hunter Goodman's having a good season. So that's someone that can definitely make it. But I understand from the point where sometimes, and there have been years where you're like, why the hell's there got to be a rep from the Royals? Like when the Royals were terrible, you're like, why is someone got to be a rep? There's no one here that deserves to be at the All-Star. Give it to someone that deserves to be there. So I agree with you on that from that extent for sure. Take a look. Again, the one thing that bothers me being solo is the dead air that I leave. And I apologize for that, especially to the ones on the audio side. I apologize for that. Thank you, Odd, saying that I nailed that read. I appreciate it. I do my best when it comes to reads. I do see a lot of chatter. I'm going to save it for the second half of the show, which we're going to get to in a moment, on Francisco Alvarez, which I do think deserves a conversation at least. Could be an uncomfortable one, but one that we need to have regardless. I'll star some of these off so I can get to them. Stanley saying, I'm sure Soto will be voted into the All-Star game. Probably, for sure. You know, he has a fan base regardless that goes beyond the Mets as well. So I definitely think that that's something that can happen. Take a look. Shout out to the 154 plus that are here with me right now. I appreciate all of you. Some of these comments are great. So again, love all of it. You guys have been awesome. We're at the 33-minute mark. It's about 6:08. Going to be 6:09 any second. Appreciate all of you so far. Been rocking with me. We do have a second half of the show to get into, which we're going to. And we're going to be covering things such as Mark Vientos, Ronny Mauricio. We'll talk about Francisco Alvarez. And I want to hit on a little bit of the pitching within the Mets organization as a whole. But stick with me. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. It's for the ads on the audio side. This is Til Mets Do Us Part. Matt Ibanez here, a.k.a. Ibby. I'll be back with you in 30 seconds. Do not go anywhere. I will be right back, and you can rock out to our awesome, awesome theme song beat. Back in 30. And just like that, we are back. Matt Ibanez here, a.k.a. Ibby, Til Mets Do Us Part, checking in with you live on a Wednesday. Show started at 5:35 Eastern Standard. It is 6:09 Eastern Standard. We got a late one tonight. Mets-Dodgers, another 10-10 start. Prayers up to everyone that can actually make it through the entire game. And prayers up to anyone going to work the next morning. And how you feel. Get the coffee going now. Wake yourselves up. Do what you got to do. Take what you got to take. Because you're going to need it. I'm going to try my best, but I don't think I'm going to make it. But I'm going to do my best to get through a majority of the innings, as always. When it comes to the show, Til Mets Do Us Part, live every Wednesday, like I said before, on all the audio platforms as well, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever it is you get your podcasts. We will be there on Thursday morning or thereabouts, depending on when we can get everything proper and set up. But usually the next day, morning to afternoon. So if you are an audio listener or you get us half the time and then you come in later, I know Jeff Cohen, who frequents our show, usually gets in here for a little bit and then catches the rest on the audio side. Whatever it may be, we will be there for you the next day. And if you haven't already, make sure you leave a review for us on Apple or Spotify or wherever it is you listen to us. I love checking out those comments to get some, whether it's constructive criticism or their thoughts on the show, or if you just want to leave us a 5-star rating. It goes a long way in making us rise the ranks, if you will, of baseball podcasts in America. At the moment, we're not ranking in America. They're very fickle, these rankings. We're not ranking in America at the moment. We are ranked, though. I think we're in top 60 or 65 in Ireland. I think we're in the top 100 in Italy as well. So Ireland and Italy are rocking with Til Mets Do Us Part. Hopefully the States will wake up soon and be rocking with us as well. But shout out to our Irish brothers as well as our Italian brothers. Good stuff. Now, for the second half of the show, some things I want to get into before we get out of here, which we will be like around 6:35, 6:40. We'll be getting out of here. Mark Vientos. I know some things have been said. I started off a couple of comments in the chat. Stanley Babbage coming in hot when he started the show, saying, would you trade Mark Vientos for pitching? Was a question. And a follow-up to that one came from the man who's been asking for more and more Mark Vientos, specifically in the 2-hole. The Hebrew Hammer himself. I'm not trading Mark Vientos for pitching. We have plenty of pitching, and we have a bunch of studs coming up through the minors, which I will hit on a little bit later towards the end of the show. But to answer the question at hand, would I trade Mark Vientos? No, I would not. I'm not trading Mark Vientos. I know somebody else in the chat also mentioned that they view Mark as a DH, which is what he should be doing, and I agree with that. And, I think in a perfect world, now that Ronny Mauricio is up, which we'll talk about in a moment, I think in a perfect world, Ronny Mauricio is the guy that can end up being a second baseman for this team, while Brett Beatty plays third base, while Mark Vientos is your DH, while Tyrone Taylor is playing in center field, and Jeff McNeil is working in here and there. I think in a perfect world, that's what you want. But it's been a rough go for Mark. Now it's a hamstring. Hamstrings can be very, stop and go, annoying type of injuries. Now, he's not a runner. He's not a stealer, anything like that. Doesn't steal bases. So maybe it won't affect him as much, but still, they do take time. I don't think we got any update or news on that MRI. And if we did, can someone please throw it into the checks? I did not see anything last time I checked. But dealing with that sucks, especially when you're having a rough go, you're having a rough year. Now you got to, stop baseball activity to an extent to then try and then re-up yourself and get going again, restarting. So the stop and go nature is not good from a trying to get comfortable standpoint, because Mark has been struggling with that all year. So it comes at a bad time. But many people thought that maybe it was best for Mark to, go down as it is reestablish some things, get right, hit a couple of home runs, get the confidence back, and then come back up, which at this point is going to happen because they'll probably put him on a rehab assignment once he's ready to come back and get a couple of ABs, get his feet under him, and then go from there. But in a perfect world, Mark is the DH. So no, I'm not trading Mark Vientos or thinking about trading him at the deadline or anything like that, because I still think that there's too much there in terms of power. And I think that they believe in Mark from a standpoint that he can figure this out. It's rough. It's a sophomore slump. Okay. They happen. They're normal. It's about adjustments. You have to make them. You come to work every day. You figure something out. You have to. Okay. Otherwise, you lose your job. All right. He doesn't want to lose his job. He may have lost third from a defensive standpoint because Beatty's been doing so well. But I still think that there's too much meat on the bone for Mark Vientos as a hitter, and there's too much there as a DH. So no, I would not, to answer your question, Stanley, I would not trade Mark Vientos. Checking in with the chat. Seeing what we got going on over here. Rosie K echoing the things I just said. Feel bad for Vientos. Want to see him get going. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's a rough go. You want him to do, like we saw him do so well. But once that book is out on you in baseball, it's like blood in the water. You know, it's like blood in the water. The sharks come swimming up. They know how to attack you now, and they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop, and it can be the same exact pitch. It can be the same exact approach to going after you every single time until you change your ways. And he's got to adjust. It's easy for me to say from here. It is. But he has to adjust. And I believe he will. I believe he will. It's a rough go. And this type of injury does him no favors. It doesn't. Hamstrings can be fickle. I agree, Armand. They're the worst. And there's no update. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't think that there was, but thank you. Take a look. Oh, we don't say this word, Odd. We don't say it. We don't want to get suspended. We don't want to get suspended. We don't want our golden goose, David Stearns, to get suspended. We do not want that. So on the PIL front, we don't want to say that word. All joking aside. Shout out to the 166 that are here. Appreciate all of you. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Take a look. Darren letting us know what he thinks. I think Vientos has the potential to hit 35 to 40 home runs and has power to all fields, but feels as though he should be a DH. Yeah, we had talked about that his defense was good enough because you were willing to deal with what he's you were willing to deal with his shortcomings on defense because of what he provides on offense. But when he's going through something like this, and then you see what Beatty's doing from a defensive standpoint, you're like, okay, let's get this guy off the field. Let's just get this guy hitting. Let's just go from that standpoint. And I think that's the right approach. Won't shock me if they still try to work him in from time to time, because it's not easy just becoming a DH. But I do think, and look, all the projection systems thought the same as well, whether it was Fangraphs or BATX, whatever it is that you use when it comes to those types of projections or steamer, whatever it may be, they all had him as a 25-plus home run hitter. And it's not there right now. And it sucks. It does. Because you know he's working hard. It's just not there at the moment. Hebrew doubling down on his Vientos love. He will come back with a clear head and he will rake. Mark it down. I don't know if that was a pun at the end, but I'm going to pretend like it was. So a nice wordplay there, Mr. Hammer. Nice wordplay. M saying, why are Mets fans conspiring against their own team? What are we talking about here? I'm very confused. M. As D, it's just letters battling each other now. M says that Mets fans are conspiring against each other or against their own team. And then D asks, at what point? Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I thought it said something else. But yeah, M, if you're still here, please elaborate on what you're talking about. I do not know what you mean. I see people talk about Luis Angel Acuna in the chat. He's not hitting. He's not. It's ugly when you look at the numbers in totality. He does a great job with his glove, a great job from a base stealing perspective, providing speed late in games, late inning replacement for defense. Like, I agree. And if that spot's available on the bench, that's fine by me. Because I think as he gets more and more exposed to big league pitching, I think he's starting to show more and more that the profile that he showed at the AAA level is kind of what he is. And we all saw that he wasn't that great of a hitter at AAA. He had his moments. He's had his moments here. I think he can still do better in spots. I do. So I'm not saying he's a complete wash in that sense, but I think kind of is what he is. I think he can be a super utility type. He can bounce around the field. He can provide things at second, at short, at third, at center. Like, I do think that there are ways that he can help the team and provide speed, which this team needs in spots late. I think he can definitely help. But at some point, the rubber's going to meet the road where it's like certain guys got to go down. And right now, I think he would be the guy. If Vientos was to come back tomorrow, say, Mauricio stays, Acuna goes. That's what would happen in that scenario. For sure. Now, Ronny Mauricio finally gets the call up. I think we can all agree that the call up came because of the injury, which you don't want anyone to see anyone get hurt. I had said last week or 2 weeks ago at this point that I thought that the end of June was when we were going to see Ronny Mauricio. We get to get him at the beginning of June. And I truly believe that if it wasn't for this injury, we would still not have seen Ronny Mauricio. But things happen. He continued to tear the cover off of the ball, batting over 500, hitting home runs, doubles, triples, playing solid defense. His manager's saying that he looks the part. He looks like the guy he was prior to the injury. Like, he feels as though he can go out there and can contribute. All those things. So it's great to see and great to hear stuff like that. He had a rough game last night. He's a better lefty than he is a righty. Okay. But I was still happy that they did not allow that to dictate what the lineup would be. Now, granted, last night, I would have much rather have seen them play Mauricio at second base, Beatty at third base, and have McNeil acting as the DH as opposed to Marte. But that's me. They want to play the whole Marte against lefties thing. Whatever, but not the way I would have handled it. I want to see Beatty out there more and more too, so he can establish himself with confidence against lefty, against someone like Kershaw, even though he's not Kershaw anymore. But still, would have been nice to see regardless. That was my one quip or caveat for last night's lineup, at least, that I wanted to see. But again, is what it is. Keep it up with the chat over here. Ray coming in with a comment. Maybe Acuna is just bored and needs the All-Star game or World Series to shine. It's a good one. I like that one. Stanley saying Acuna should be sent to the minors for more playing time. It's fair. Darren talk about how he needs to develop plate discipline. I also agree with that, as does Mark Vientos. Needs to establish better plate discipline. Hebrew dropping some names here saying that Jesus Baez is the future. Jesus Baez is doing a great job within the minors for our Mets, as is Jacob Remar and a lot of people within our system. I believe the affiliates over the last week went like 21-2, something like that, against all the all the affiliates and all the games that they play. I think they were like 21-2. Pitching has been awesome. You're seeing the change in development for this team, and you're seeing that the numbers, especially from the offensive side, which was a problem for this team for the longest time, the offensive numbers are going up. They're becoming very Brewers-esque. And the Brewers right now have one of the fastest rising farms in baseball. Jesus Mate, Luis Pena, They got a lot of talent over there. Jacob Mizorowski. They got a lot of talent in Milwaukee. They do. And they're still chugging along with something that David Stearns helped develop. And they're bringing that to Queens. And it's showing out because the farm looks good. It looks very, very good. It makes me so happy. All these things I've been wanting for the longest time, we're finally getting them as Mets fans. Douglas Barnes saying, I've had enough. Mauricio sucks. Trade him. You know, the majority of Mets fans after an 0-for-4 game, you know, I think he struck out, hit into a double play. It's like, this guy stinks. Get him out of here. He didn't go 4-for-4 with 4 homers. He's a bum. Sadly, there are people that will say that. Hebrew saying, we live with Ray Ordonez for years, strictly for his defense. Acuna is an awesome defender with great speed. He needs consistent playing time. You're telling me you'd rather see McNeil every day? No, I would not rather see McNeil every day. I'm saying at the moment, because of what we've seen from Acuna, and because, you know, I want to see Ronnie in the field before we start just putting him as a DH, I would say let Ronnie play second base, let Beatty play third base, and DH, you know, McNeil and Marte for now, or Jared Young for now. Like, I would go that route because I would trust the outcomes of those bats to this point over Acuna. Like, defensively, yeah, you could say maybe you want to have Acuna at second as opposed to Ronnie, but I want to see Ronnie in the field a little bit to see what he can provide. And that's kind of where I am when it comes to the defensive alignment at the moment. We'll see how they go about it and how they treat Acuna. But I think that they know that he's more of a glove speed type as opposed to a bat. And look, we hate McNeil. We're not big on McNeil here, but the numbers he's provided over the last almost month now, not bad. Not bad. Doing his job, not bad. Take a look, take a look, take a look. Clearly, Danger Zone asking a very loaded question here. I'm going to star this one. We're going to come back to it. I promise. We'll come back to that one. I want to stay on track for a moment before I go on a tangent. Patrick coming in with the stat that I wanted to bring up as a good one. McNeil rarely strikes out and has an over 800 OPS. He's been doing well. He has. So you give him some love when he deserves it, when he's playing well. Mark coming in saying that Ronny Mauricio can and will be a spark plug for our offense if he's allowed to play. I think some people forget how scary Ronnie was with the bat before he got hurt. And I think people also need to remember, though, and you're not wrong, Mark. I just think people also have to remember that when Ronnie came up, team wasn't doing that hot. Okay. Injuries about, provided some excitement for the team because people had wanted to see him. He was doing well in the minors. He comes up, rips 115-mile-an-hour double off the wall, hits a home run. It's like, this guy's exciting. This guy can be something. And then he gets hurt. But we tend to forget that, you know, he did a lot of what he did last night, which was he struck out a lot, double plays here and there. Like, the overall numbers weren't great. But when he flashes, man. And it's like, if this guy can just do damage to pitches that are within the zone, I am more than happy with dealing with his shortcomings. Similar to Vientos, has his shortcomings, but if he does the damage like he's supposed to when the pitches are in the zone, lifting the ball, ripping doubles, hitting home runs, like, I'm fine with the shortcomings. Because there's going to be a lot of peaks and valleys with someone like Ronnie. There will be. Okay? But I agree. Let him get some consistent playing time. Let's see what the kid can do. I think he can definitely help. I think he can integrate very well into this offense. And I do think that he can be what Vientos was last year from a power perspective. I think he can provide that. I do. Will he get that hot? I don't know. But I think the idea and his overall makeup as a hitter, I think he can provide the type of power. I do. Checking in with the chat. Again, shout out to the 184 of you that are with us right now. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to check in real quick. We got 25 on the YouTube side, only 14 likes still. Guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. It's not going to hurt you. It's okay. I won't tell anybody. 25 views on the YouTube side, 14 likes. Hit that like button. Would really, really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't voted on the poll, do the Lindor All-Star Game snubs really bother you? 58% say yes, 42% say no. Again, close poll as 24 votes have been tallied, and we are waiting for a handful more. 27 of you are with us right now on YouTube, 16 likes. It's growing. Keep hitting the like. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Checking in on the chat. Hebrew saying that we need an upgrade in center field. We'll save some of the trade talk for a later day. I know Jeff Passan mentioned Cedric Mullins as a fit from Baltimore for our New York Mets. We'll save that for a later show, but it's definitely an idea of something that could happen, or they might just try and say, you know what, we're going to give Drew Gilbert a shot. We're going to call him up. Still possible as well. But I get it. I understand wanting more. I think Tyrone's been great. I think he's been great in spots. I think the Mets also don't view him as an everyday player. They don't want to overexpose him. They want to make sure that he still is able to have said moments. But I think Tyrone's been doing a fantastic job for this team as a whole. Brad saying, would you rather golf with McNeil or watch Marlins versus Rockies series? Well, I like to golf when I have the opportunity, of course. Which is few and far, but I do like to golf. Am I the greatest golfer? No, but I know Jeff is a fantastic golfer. He's a scratch golfer. He's very good. And I wouldn't mind getting some tips from him to try and become a better golfer. So 100 times out of 100, I am choosing, I'd rather golf with Jeff McNeil as opposed to watch the Marlins battle the Colorado Rockies in front of 14 people. That was an easy one. GSD asking, will Ronnie at third base upset the progress of Beatty? Like I was saying before, GSD, I hope that this isn't we're going to put, Ronnie at third and Beatty at second, or we're going to split Ronnie and Beatty at third base. Like I want both of them in the lineup. I really do. And I think it's better if Beatty's at third and Ronnie's at second. I think that makes too much sense. I hope that that's the route that they choose to go, because I do agree that, or I do feel that it could upset Beatty in terms of progress, which is the last thing I want to do. Put Beatty at third. The defense is phenomenal. The bat's been there. Let him keep going. Let him get consistent playing time. Let Ronnie integrate in at second base. That's what I would like to see. Hebrew saying that Ronnie said in the pregame interview yesterday that missing all this time has made him a better hitter because he's had an opportunity to evaluate a lot of things. Same thing with Mark will happen. When you're sitting and you're out, you can do a lot of reflection and getting an understanding of what you do right and what you do wrong and what you need to work on. And I do know that his strikeout numbers were down. His strikeout percentage was down, which is great to see. Once you can zero in on that strike, look, if Ronny Mauricio can be a guy that strikes out at, let's say, a 25 to 28% clip as opposed to a 35, 40% clip, that's a completely different ball player. That's an all-star type player if he can do that and stay within that range, or even lower if we're lucky. But if he can strike out, let's say, 25% of the time and do damage in the zone, that's an all-star type player. Now, is he going to be that? I don't know. We'll see how he develops as he's healthy and he continues to try and progress from where he was, a handful of years ago before the injury. If he could pick right back up. This is something that John has said on the show before, and it's one that I'm not that much of a fan of for a handful of reasons. And I get from the look standpoint, a 6'4" middle infielder with speed and power. Mauricio is the perfect O'Neal, Cruz, Ellie De La Cruz archetyped. And you're not wrong from a looks perspective, but from an overall talent perspective, I just think that those two are on another level. I think Ellie De La Cruz, if he clicks on everything, is best player in baseball type. As he continues to, cut down on his strikeouts, Ellie has all the makings of being the next $700 million player. 800, like he has that type of talent. He's that good. Now, will he put it all together? Is the next question. I don't know if Ronnie is of that point, of that type, but I agree with you from a looks perspective. 6'4", 6'5", big, tall, lanky, kind of biggish, body type. You can look to those guys and how they handle themselves and say, this is what you should be doing. Then yes, I agree with you from that point. The talent, there is a gap for sure. Okay. And obviously with O'Neill going from shortstop, now he's playing center field. He's out of that conversation, but still, I understand where you're coming from because he did start as a shortstop. Whoa, 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 whoa. Odd. Rube, our Pope owns a golf course. I'll be sending you a DM later. I'm very curious on that. Very curious on that. Maybe I'll send him a DM because I'm very curious. Armand saying that the Mets have posted today's lineup. I want to check it out real quick. Looks like we got Lindor, Nimmo back in the 2 spot. Love to see it. Soto, Alonso, Beatty playing second base. Okay, they went the other way. They got Beatty at second. Someone was asked about Jared Young in the comments. Jared Young as our DH. Ronnie back to third. McNeil in center. Torrens at catcher. Griffin Canning starting. Smells like runs, boys. Boys and girls, smells like runs. I like it. Let's go out there and beat them. Love to see it. And some of you are echoing everything that I've just read. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stanley asking when Sproat will be called up. I'll get to that one in a moment. I'm going to get to it in a moment. But Francisco Alvarez, I want to get this before I get into the pitching real fast. Francisco Alvarez, Hebrew said before, Alvarez is 23 years old. He's being screwed up by Chavez right now. You do not give up on him. It's too much talent. I don't like people that are giving up on him. And I mentioned last week that I was somebody that was not going to use the B word when it came to Francisco Alvarez because catchers develop at such a different rate in comparison to other positions. I'm not giving up on him. I just think he's very lost at the moment. I'm happy that, look, these couple of hits here and there, they're dunking in, they're falling in or whatever. And that's fine from a confidence standpoint. It's still not the type of player that I want to see him become. He is a guy that also, similar to what I was talking about when it came to Mauricio and Vientos, it's like, your job is to be a power hitter. What made you the top prospect in baseball was your raw power from the position that you play. The outlook of what you could be from the position that you play. A 25, 30-plus home run type of bat. Your job is to do damage in the zone, and when it's there, you swing for the fences. Now, I know people say, look, I don't want him swinging out of his shoes every single at bat, and I agree. There still has to be discipline within that. Key word, I said, do damage when pitches are in the zone. I don't need him swinging and, flailing at sliders thrown away, cutters thrown away, things thrown in the dirt. Like, I don't need that. You got to develop a better eye. And that's what's been the frustrating part with him because he's swinging at everything. Same way Vientos was. He's swinging at everything and just hoping to God that it hits the bat. The other, the base hit that he had the other day was like a cue shot off the end of the bat. It's like, thank God he swung as hard as he could, and it just happened to flick the end and just dunk into right field. I'll take it. It's a liner in the books. But still, work needs to be done. And I don't think it's wrong to say that, the catching position as a whole was chugging along pretty well when it was Torrens and Sanger. It was. And that goes to also show you that if I felt that way when it was Torrens and him being backed up by a guy that was working at Whole Foods, It's not a shot at him. It's just in comparison to the stock that the Mets have in someone like Alvarez. That goes to show you how Alvarez is playing that. And I've said before, I love the story of Hayden Sanger. I do. It's fantastic. I love every bit of it. I'm so happy that the guy got a major league paycheck. It's great for him. Great for anybody that gets that shot, gets that cup of coffee. But I don't think I'm wrong when I say that, Torrens and Sanger as a tandem was doing better than what Alvarez has provided to this point. He's got to get his head right. He's got to get on point. But I'm not giving up on Alvarez. There's way too much talent there. He's too young. Everything is still there. We can talk until we're blue in the face on Chavez, and everything with him. At this point, I've said before, I've said on Twitter, I've said on here, like, I want him gone just to eliminate this talking point, because I'm tired of the conversation. I don't want to talk about Eric Chavez anymore. I don't want to talk about Jeremy Barnes anymore. Like, I'm tired. Like, I want someone new just so we can talk about something else. But I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't. At least not this season. So you can talk until you're blue in the face all you want. You can get upset about it. I'm not going to, because I know that they're not going anywhere. So it is what it is. Hope for the best in that sense. And yes, I know hope's not a strategy, but in that one, don't think they're going anywhere. Checking in with the chat. Are there any hitting labs available? Hey, man, GSD, the offense for a lot of these guys down low, they're doing well. Chet Williams is hitting the ball. Carson Benj is hitting the ball. Like I said, I think it's Reamer, Jacob Reamer. I might be saying his last name wrong, but third baseman hitting the ball. Jesus Baez is doing solid. A lot of these guys are doing very, very well, which is great to see. Which brings me to this question, which also brings forth another point. Stanley asking, when is Brandon Sproat being called up? Right now, Stanley, I don't see Brandon Sproat being called up at all. Because, in my opinion, at least to this point, he's been lapped by not one, but two pitchers within the Mets system. Now, look, the Mets system right now, from a pitching standpoint, the way they're churning talent, reliever and starter, they're on fire. Like, they got everything working with this lab for this team and this franchise moving forward. You have cheap, controllable arms. You spend your money on your hitting. This is how you win baseball games. This is how you become a sustainable winner. Brandon Sproat right now, my bold prediction at the start of the season was that he would make upwards of 18 starts for this team, have 100 strikeouts for this team. Right now, my man's lucky if he got a start, let alone 18 starts for this team. Nola McLean is throwing wiffle balls down there, striking everybody out. Looking fantastic. That sweeper might be the best sweeper in the minors right now. Can do damage at the major league level for sure. Jonah Tong is putting on a clinic at Double-A, which is the show me level for the minors and the Rumble Ponies. Striking everybody out. Pitched again today. Struck out 11. I think he went 5, struck out 11. I believe he leads or second in strikeouts, Jonah Tong. Special. Both of them are doing everything in their power to say that we are close to helping the big league club. And this is why the Mets trust their process of not spending big on certain players, because they say, we're going to develop our pitching. And if they can say, look, we believe Brandon Sproat has a couple of things here and there, but he can correct it, we're not worried about it. So they can say, we have Sproat, we have Tong, we have McLean. Off the injury, we'll have Christian Scott. We have other people developing down low. Pick and choose what's going on up top here as well. You have your David Petersons. You have Kodai Senga. It's why you're going to have Sean Manaea. But to get back to the question at hand, I don't think we're going to see Brandon Sproat anytime soon. I need to see Brandon Sproat give me, upwards of 3 to 5 solid starts in a row. It's been very, very roller coaster for him. It's like he'll go 5, give up 4 hits, strike out 1. Then the next start, he'll strike out 6, but give up 4. Then he'll give up 8 and have 1 strikeout. Like it's been a very odd season. He seems like he can't get over this AAA level, which is very hitter friendly, and he's struggling with it. He's got to get over that, break through, and get like 3 to 5 good starts to reestablish himself, reestablish the vibe, if you will, that's around him. And then he can enter that discussion again of when he could potentially be called up. I'm going to take a quick sip because my voice is getting a little bit hoarse. I can't do my patented swig from my mug like I normally do when I'm solo. So apologize. Hebrew coming in saying, Ibby, stop agreeing with what I'm thinking before I get a chance to say it. I apologize, man. I once these things start rolling, I just keep on going and going and going. So I'm glad we're on the same page. Zero coming in saying that McLean should be brought up now and McGill sent to Colorado. It's a thought. Saw someone here. He let us know that that Brandon Sproat is pitching to a 6 ERA. It's not pretty. Like it's so frustrating to watch. Now I should say to read about and see, because obviously I'm not sitting here watching Syracuse Mets games because I can't. But just reading it, it's like, what is going on? I would love to dive deeper into the numbers. Maybe that's something I can ask Daniel Wexler over on Twitter to get an idea of what's going on with him, because it just seems like everything's off. I know the split's still there. I know some of his secondary stuff is still there. And the numbers and metrics look good, but the overall results, they're just not there. Not there. Shout out to the 193 people that are here right now. If you haven't already, make sure you like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel. 28 people are here on the YouTube side, only 19 likes. Come on, guys. I know you can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do it, man. Like the video. That's it. Takes 2 seconds. Not even half a second. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Join the chat. Join the chat. Stevie Mac, my main man, big time supporter of the show. Sonny Gray will be here in 2 months. Please do not tease me with a good time, Stevie. Stevie's saying that because he knows I love Sonny Gray. Hebrew saying, no way, Sonny Gray is not built for New York. Hebrew, I hate to break it to you. Sonny Gray can handle New York. Everything that happened with the Yankees, throw that nonsense out the window, because they tried to take away what he was good at, and they wanted him to be something that he wasn't. They made him throw pitches that were not meant to be strikeout pitches. They made him try to change his approach, and it was all for the negative. I'm sorry, but there's a story to be told there where a guy is lights out, and I'm not buying New York as something that he can't handle. There's an issue, in my opinion, where he is lights out, not only in Oakland, in St. Louis, in Minnesota, in a hitter's haven like Cincinnati. He is a stud, and he still is at the age that he is. But I do not believe he's going to be a Met. I do not. I love him. Would love for it to happen, but I don't think it's going to. But I do believe he can handle New York. I take nothing from that Yankee stint because of the things that I read that they were trying to make him do as a pitcher, which changed his overall makeup, making him use pitches as a strikeout pitch when they weren't a strikeout pitch. And then he wasn't striking people out, and he was getting hit hard. It just wasn't the right fit. But I do believe he does have a no trade, and I don't think he would come here. Plus, I don't think the Mets are going to trade for him. If they go pitcher, I think they're going in other directions. Checking in with the chat. Zero letting us know that Sonny Gray is the best name in Major League Baseball. It's up there. It's up there. Richard Fitz might be up there as well as some of the best names within the game of baseball. Richard Fitz. It's a solid one. Don't know if he goes by his nickname, but either way, solid name nonetheless. 6:50, going to be getting out of here any second. I wanted to say thank you so much to everyone. Shout out to everyone that came throughout for the show. We had a great discussion when it came to the Mets and Dodgers, talking about Lindor, talking about Vientos, talking about Ronny Mauricio, talking about how lost Francisco Alvarez seems, and the overall success of the Mets organization from a winning standpoint, from the affiliates, as well as the growth of the pitching and the continued growth of the hitting. I did forget one thing, and I apologize for this. I do not have a dope of the day. I don't have one, but I do have to do a read, and it's for our friends over at Independent Safes. Independent Safes are protecting homes and businesses with secure residential and commercial safes. Fireproof peace of mind in every corner. Visit independentsafes.com today for security that stands strong. And like I said, I don't think I have anyone that I want to put into the safe. Mets went 8-2 over the last 10. I'm not sure if there is anyone that is bothering me to the point where I want to put them into the safe, throw away the key, toss it into the river. Don't know if I have anyone this week, so I'm gonna holster it. I'm gonna keep it special. So luckily for everyone else, there is no dope of the day. That's a workshop name, but we might change that. But still, it's out there for now. It's the dope of the day for today, and I have nothing in that sense. But shout out to all of you. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate Flip for the $4.99 super. Anything and everything is always appreciated, from $1 to $4 to $10 to $100. We've seen plenty of crazy stuff in this chat. I appreciate all of you guys. The chat was fantastic today. Love talking about everything that we did. Next week on Wednesday, I am going to be at Citi Field. I am going with someone who frequents the chat from time to time, that being my friend TJ. He's having his police officer outing, and I'm going with all the guys to sit in a section, watch the game against the Nats on Wednesday of next week. So be on the lookout for when the live is going to happen. It will not be happening on Wednesday, since I'll be at the stadium, which I hope to have a great time. Have some food, have some drink, enjoy our Mets and what should be a very raucous environment against a team that we should win against and beat. But we'll see if I can get the show going on Tuesday or Thursday, or if I'm going to push it, whatever it may be. I will let you guys know. Stick to the socials. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Twitter. I'll have everything out wherever I can to make sure that you guys stay up to date. Make sure you turn on notifications so you'll know exactly when we are going live or when I'm going live, so you never, ever, ever miss an episode of Til Mets Do Us Part. That's episode 198. My name is Matt Ibanez, a.k.a. Ibby. This is Til Mets Do Us Part. I appreciate every single one of you for rocking with me on this Wednesday. 10-10 start. Get the coffee brewing. Have a great time tonight. Watch our Mets. LGM. Let's go out there and secure not only the split, but let's win the game to try to go out there and win a series. Shout out to you, Flip, because it was a great comment. It's the comment of the day. Love all of you. Have a great night. And once again, LGM. I'll see you.